Hi, I'm Nani. Thanks for stopping by. I wanted to jump on here tonight and talk about something that I have experienced and been living through. And I wanted to just share some of my experiences and my thoughts on it, and that is struggling later in life. I know there's plenty of videos out there on YouTube about debt payoffs and just financial things. And obviously, I'm no financial guru, but I have found myself in um, phases of life where I was struggling a lot more than I had hoped for and a lot more than I expected to, especially in my grandma years. So I wanted to jump on tonight. I actually just finished a DoorDash run. I'm not sure what you'd call it, but I've done DoorDash before. I stopped for several months while I was doing something else on the side that took a little bit more time and paid a little bit more. But I always meant to get back to it because DoorDash is something that is immediate money and it helps with so many little things. But um, the reason why this is on my mind tonight is a couple of days ago, I was on one of the social media platforms and I'd seen a post from a woman who I've known for years. I've always respected and admired this woman. I think she is an amazing woman. And she's probably within 5 to 10 years of my age, somewhere within that age group. But she made a post that said, basically that she's working two jobs and she was looking for advice on how to stay awake while working those jobs, but also how to get to sleep easier or better in the small windows of time frame that she can sleep. And when I went to comment on her post, I saw by other comments, I gathered that she was getting maybe 3 hours of sleep a night before waking up and starting her full time job, and then would have a very small window of maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours between those jobs that she may be able to get a quick nap in. And she mentioned on her post that this is something that she foresees she'll have to do for a few years. And my immediate thought was probably what a lot of yours is that's not healthy and it's not sustainable in any way, especially at our age. We need to sleep. We need our rest. We need to recover and recuperate to be at our best. And it just made me feel so bad for her, not in a pity way, um, but I related so much to her desire and need and her hustle and all of that. So instead of commenting on her post, I just messaged her directly. And I didn't have a lot of great like opportunity for her or any tips on the whole sleeping thing because I'm I would not encourage anyone to try to function off of such little sleep. But I did reach out and just kind of suggested some things as far as some of the side hustles that I've done and hopes that maybe it could help her free up some time so that she can get the rest she needs. And not only that, not just the rest, but she's also having to fit in grocery shopping, appointments, like laundry, like things like that, just everyday tasks that she's had this very small window um, to do in. And I felt so overwhelmed for her. But anyway, back to the point at hand. And I think that so many of us feel that heaviness and that weight, especially later in life, because we did expect it to be different. But um, I did want to mention earlier when I was talking about door dashing is while I'm door dashing, I've ran into so many other people who are in my generation, and it feels good to see them because I like that it is something that is appealing to us, and it offers so much more freedom to move around and work when you want and not work when you don't, and things like that. So I'm glad to see that, because at first, when it came out or when I started learning about it, I thought it was more of a young person hustle. But I see people of all ages doing that, and I think it is something that many of us could get into just to make some extra income. But back to the struggle later in life. Now I am new to YouTube, and I don't have the best content editing skills, communication style. There's a lot of things that I will have to struggle through and figure out. But I really want to do my best to hopefully inspire and bring hope to people who are in those situations, because I have been there and I know how lonely it can be. I know how difficult it can be and consuming it can be. I I have been weighted down so much with debt at times that when I did get a few hours to maybe go to a grandkids game, even though I was there and present and happy to be there, I still felt such a heaviness of my stress and burdens. And a lot of those were financial. And it is crazy the amount of stress your financial situation can put on you. And I mean, think about it. People do all kinds of things for money. Money is it's a very big topic, and it's very relevant to all of us. We all need it. But being at my grandkids' function, being weighted down with that stress, there's through the course of my journey and eliminating some of my debts, getting those paid off, also eliminating some of my monthly expenses. That's been a big thing for me too, especially being single and living alone, and me being the only source of income. I like to get my bills down to where they're better manageable and something that I can keep up with pretty easily. Um, I do plan to make more content about this and about my experiences and my struggles, and hopes of encouraging others while I'm learning this whole camera communication and all of this. Um, I want to wait until I'm in a position to better deliver that information, if that makes any sense, because I do want it to be really helpful, and I would really like it to be helpful to anyone who's going through it. I feel like when I was going through it, although I had people in my life who really cared about me, it was still very lonely. It was still very depressing. There was so much I was going through, and it beats you up inside, just not having enough. And I think it's a struggle that a lot of us have been through, and most of us aren't willing to admit it because it can be embarrassing. It can be difficult. But I'll share some of my stories and how I started my journey on getting out of that deep and dark hole. And but I wanted to jump on here tonight and just hopefully give some encouragement. And if you're going through something like that, I beg you to take some time for yourself first, because none of us can think clearly or even function at our best when we're running so hard for a bill, or for money. Like, first things first is take some time for yourself. I'm going to strongly suggest that. Before you do anything else, you've got to get off the rat race, and really think about what you want for yourself, what you're willing to sacrifice for it, um, and those baby steps you want to start with. a lot of them say, a lot of financial experts and debt people who are talking about paying down debt will tell you to have your why. You know, what is your reason why? Because that's going to be what pushes you when times get tough. Well, I tell you what, if times were as they're as tough for you as they've been for me, my why, I had a huge, fantasy why, this great big wonderful heartwarming why, but the actual why in the heat of the moment, in the thick of it all, was because I was drowning in debt and I couldn't even do the simple things and fully enjoy them and be fully present in those moments because of the heaviness of all of my debt. But I know this video probably isn't the most helpful because there's not really a lot of tips to it. But if anything, I just want to encourage you to hang in there. Just every little bit counts. And just know that you're doing your best. And at the end of it all, your best will be good enough. And again, I plan to make more videos and hopefully I really hope to be able to be helpful. Or if anyone has any suggestions that they would like to add in the comments, I'd love to hear them because, as I said, I'm still not completely out of my debt-free journey. I'm still hustling on the side, and so I'd appreciate any tips and also things that I could share with others, or just your comments and people reading those would be helpful for anyone going through things like this. But if you do want to stick around, I'll have more content coming up. I'm sorting all this stuff out, but I'll have more content on my debt-free journeys, my side hustles, my a lot of the projects I do around here in my RV and on my property, and of course later in life, just redefining what I want the rest of my life to be like. And I do plan on making the rest of my life the best of my life. And I feel that I've made some really great strides in that. And I'd like to share that as well. But I hope you all have a great day. And I hope to see you soon. And take care. We'll talk soon. Thank you.